Now on the design phase, if you had the pre-op model, actually see what I'm doing with this? I'm done with the scanner. So you don't ever leave it, don't leave it on the counter, because if it rolls by accidentally, your foot grabs it. Make a habit of, as soon as you're done with this fish, put it in here. Always put it in the holster. That way, and then you gotta be careful when you're walking around, you just don't yank it. Okay, watch this transformation. So we selected the margin, and then we had the, what do you call it? Library. Then what you do in order to make the software's job easier, you can do a manual lineup first. So I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, see? And then you can see, look at the grooves. The grooves line up, and it lines up, and then you press apply. You see it? See this? And it's got autogenesis. Autogenesis means the computer will, based on your margin design and the library of teeth shape that they have, the computer decides what your crown should look like based on the bite that you have. Watch this transformation. It's designing a crown for you. So it's designing the crown, right? Then this is where your dental anatomy knowledge comes into handy. That looks pretty good, huh? I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys. This is like 3 days of training.
In 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I know, and they're just gonna send us that video too.
So you look at, actually, having watched it here, when you watch the video, it makes sense when you're watching it on YouTube. So then I go, oh man, my contact, for example, it looks pretty good here, but this point here, I want a nice contact. And then you press this, that's how it looks in the mouth, see? That's the mouth view. If you did all those things that I just did, it makes your adjustments less, right? So you see these icons here? Incremental change. These are the icons. You click on this, it allows you to make changes to the shape of the crown. You can twist, see? I can twist the crown a little bit this way, see? You can twist it the other way.
If the cuss lines don't match.
Yeah, if you want to line up the grooves. See how I want to line up the grooves? And then if I want to, then you have expand. Where do you see expand somewhere? Occlusal twist, occlusal expand. Here's expand. Expand is expanded so you can get a bigger, thicker margin. So I want to expand it a little bit distally to improve the margin here. See? See that?
Mm-hmm.
If you go too much, you go to the tooth next door.
Yeah.
See that? And I go back. You want to have a thick contact, yet not too thick. And then you have to learn about these here. Tells you about your, if you have a crown, you want it to be a certain thickness so when you adjust the bite, it doesn't make a hole through it, right? This is a material thickness. Anywhere it's blue is good. You got good thickness, green is good, yellow, see my margin here is not good, which means it's not enough thickness of the crown at the gum line. You see where it's orange and yellow is not good. So how do I make this thicker, right? How do I add if you am not thick enough material? Sit down, enjoy the party. You see here, I clicked on this icon, freeform change tools. It's called the rubber tooth. You press on the rubber tooth here. Every icon you click on, it changes your tool format. Two options. I could use the rubber tooth. Once it's activated, you click it here. Watch what happens. I click the spot that I want thicker. I click it on the left click and pull. See what happens when I pull? It added a bump right there. And if I want it down, I press it and go down. Right? See? And watch happens to the orange here area. See that?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be careful. If you take it too much, then you have little bubbles on your crown.
Mm.
So you got to be careful when you do all these ads.
So the dropper will be more precise.
The dropper, I'll show you the dropper. You click on the dropper, and then you see how the white circle it is?
Mm-hmm.
That's the area of influence again. If I don't want to put a lot, I just want to put a little bit here. So I shorten the area of influence of the dropper. See the circle? Got smaller. Your left click and go across. See, it just adds a little bunch over here. See? And then if you have a little ripples effect because of what you did, go to the smooth surface and then just click, 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 click. It gets rid of the ripples. Gives you a nice smooth. I got a little ripple here, then I click, 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 click. That gets rid of my ripples. Too much information.
With a big bump.
Yeah. Now I want to see if I have. You want to check your contact area. Then you have to get rid of this. You click on your. This checks your bite. You triple it. If your bite, man, it's a perfect bite. If your bite was off, you could see the material showing through. And I click on contact. This is the contact area. This is my occlusal contact. I'm hitting actually a little heavy here, right? Mm-hmm. So what you do, you click on your smooth surface area, rubber tooth, or you could actually do it this way, go a little ginger. Okay, your bite is good. Okay, okay. You have to do all this before you send it to the milling machine. Why? Because your contact should be good, your bite should be good, and then the computer mills it for you. Okay, done, done. Click the desired cuss to activate. Okay, I don't want that. You see what here? This shows you your side contacts. See if you have enough contact. Click on this. See the color? Mm-hmm. This gauge gives you how much your contact is going to be. What color is this? Purple? Fuchsia? Turquoise? What is that? Yeah, then right above purple, the fuchsia is the color I want, is the strength of the contact. Let's say if you had too much contact here, this is actually a perfect contact. It's 50 microns. So if you wanted to add more contact, then you put the models back on.
Are you talking about above the blue or below the blue?
No, no, this is your contact line right here.
I know, but I mean,
the center of it, see the center of
fuchsia. What were you? The target?
Right here, right here. This right.
So like teal.
Teal, that's the word, yeah. Yeah, teal is the color you want for the contact to be.
Fuchsia is pink.
Yeah, that's why I was like confused.
My bad.
You said it was perfect, and I was like, wait,
teal. Teal is the one you want. So if you wanted to add contact or lessen it, then you have to go back in there, and there's many tools to adjust your contact. One tool is the slice tool. That's too much information for you guys. Okay, let's say you did all that. You can check the slice. It gives you different slices to see where your contact is. If you look at it, see where it's pushing through right there? Too tight there. So I'm gonna move the wheel back. So you grab that edge, right where my contact is thick. Then I take this rubber tooth here, minimize my area of influence, and then I go zoom in, and then I bring it in. See that? Crap. It's pretty good. I still remember this crap. Okay. So your contacts are good. Then you go to you unclick everything. Unclick that, unclick that, unclick that. Okay, good. Let's say you're ready to mill. You finished it. Everything looks good. Your contact is good. Then you go to the milling phase. Then this tells you you're perfect. You've done it. This is the last phase. This tells you the size of the blocks that you have to have. You see how those blocks that we have? These are based on the size of the crown. These are my choices. You have to have that in your inventory, C14 or C16. Then I'll have to show you guys how to mill it after that. Got it? Mm-hmm. Kind of. Mm-hmm. But it gives you a little bit of an introduction. But I don't like this because we did this based on this. So I go back to my setup mode, go to my scan mode, I delete this data. It erases everything we just did. So when she comes in, we're gonna do this. When we do an actual patient, then we're done. Now you go to home, I'm gonna shut the system off. Go to home, exit. Exit. And then unplug the scanner here. And then you go to, just shut it off here. Settings, power, shut down.